going on, guys? Doing this video more like a vlog. Well, I mean, they're all vlogs, but I'm like holding the camera and moving. See, yay. I wish it had the auto stabilization ability on my phone while facing camera. It only does it when I turn the camera away. But I'm just not in the room that I normally film in. I actually have to leave in a few minutes to get to class. Oh, look, it's a mirror. Can you see my head in the back? No, you can't. Okay. Anyway, yeah, you're like, okay, what does any of this have to do with fitness? And I'm like, yo, I don't even know because I'm not even sure what I want to talk about yet. Why don't we talk about fasting? Some people have been asking me questions about that particular little subject. Fasting is super cool. I mean, some people may have health reasons why they cannot fast, but by and large, fasting seems to be good for us. Different people do different lengths of fasting. Someone in my class actually did a 48-hour fast followed by a day of eating and then a 24-hour fast. That's pretty extreme. I've never done a fast that long. I think the longest I've done is almost a full 24 hours. But a lot of people are like afraid that being hungry is somehow bad for you, and it's not. Your body does a lot of different things while you're fasting. There's some research showing that it actually helps with your lifespan. Like they've done studies in mice where those that they have fast regularly actually live longer. I can't say for sure how that transfers over to humans, but there's some mechanics that seem like maybe, okay, that can help with us too. There's a lot of researchers in fasting that continue to fast where they do just like one meal a day, like every single day. Yeah, I fasted twice this week. One was like 18 hours. And then the other fast was 16 and a half or 17, something like that. I usually aim for the 16-hour fast. So it's 8-hour window of eating, 16 hours of not eating. My arm is getting tired. Maybe I should have used a tripod. Oh, well. It's just a shaky cam. Like we're watching that movie Cloverfield, you know, like where they're running and like it's scary because the cameraman's in it with them. It's like that, but YouTube and not scary because this isn't really scary. Anywho, yeah, so fasting also, people are like, does it help with weight loss? Yes and no. So do I believe the research shows currently that it's going to make your metabolism go faster in some magical way that you eating 5,000 calories is now going to make you lose weight? Not really. It's more that people tend to eat less while they fast because you only have X amount of time. So let's say you're doing the 16-hour fast. So you have just the 8-hour window to eat. And most people just don't want to eat as much during those 8 hours versus someone who can eat anytime at any point they're hungry throughout a day. So in that sense, you lose weight. But no, it's not like your metabolism is running 3 times as fast or something as far as I'm aware. Yeah, because that doesn't really make sense because thermodynamics, the law of energy conservation, you can't, just magically become more efficient at burning energy because you're not eating. So yeah, your body will use your fat stores and things like that and your glycogen stores because it's not getting an influx of new calories, but it's not going to necessarily rev up crazy fast. Other things that are cool with it though, your body does something called autophagy, which is basically when it goes in and breaks down damaged or older cells. So your body can then, have more fully functioning cells. So there's even a little bit of research, maybe a lot at this point. I don't know. I haven't read every single paper, but there's some research saying that it can actually help with some kinds of cancer, with them even like starting in your body, because cancer is unregulated cell growth. Basically, your body is not controlling the amount of cells that are made and tends to be abnormal cells that propagate or multiply more. So you got a bunch of non-properly functioning cells running around through your body, not actually running, they don't have legs. Again, you know what I mean? But autophagy, which your body does anyway, even when you're not fasting to some level, there's some research showing that your body becomes more effective or efficient at autophagy, breaking down those damaged cells so they don't have a chance to multiply and make more damaged versions of other cells. So again, look into it to yourself. I'm not saying this is a magic cure for all these things, but there's some research just showing that it has plenty of health benefits that definitely make it worthwhile to look into more. I even heard recently on a podcast, again, I haven't vetted all of this information, but this particular podcast was saying how it can even help apparently with some epileptic seizures. So fasting, I mean, even going back in scripture, a lot of religions, the Bible, like I'm Christian, but like the Bible talks about fasting for prayer. And, it's not that God necessarily hears you magically more when you fast, but I think it's more we hear him better when we fast because we're focused on him, not just like, oh, I need food every 5 seconds because it tastes good. And, so it just helps give like more spiritual clarity. Mental clarity is another thing fasting is proven to do. In the beginning, it's usually harder. Like the first day you fast or 2 days, if you're doing multiple 16-hour day fasts or whatever amount, don't do multiple 24-hour day fasts, because then you wouldn't be eating at all. Like you got to eat at some point. So like don't do like Monday 24, Tuesday 24, because then you're actually doing 48 hours and so on. You know what I mean? Anyway, yeah. So fasting, what was I saying? I don't know. I'll come back to it. The other cool thing with fasting though, the mental clarity. Yeah. So you may feel like the beginning of the fast is actually harder, that you really are paying attention to the hunger and it's like, it's never going to end. And you're looking at the clock and you're like, when can I eat again? But then it gets easier and you actually feel like you're okay. And we're just so accustomed to eating whenever we have any kind of hunger pang. And then all of a sudden, when you don't have to give into it constantly, you're like, I'm actually okay. I'm not going to wither away. And again, maybe talk to your doctor before you go on to a fast if that's something you want to look into. Don't be like, oh, this YouTuber told me to fast. I'm just sharing that there is some health benefits and research linked to it. It doesn't mean it's right for everyone though, but I like doing it for me. Again, the mental clarity, the spiritual strength side of it, just not feeling like I need to always give in to any time I want a bite of food. Like if I don't eat it, I'm gonna just wither away. Because most of us aren't gonna just wither away. But if you struggle with like eating disorders or something, maybe fasting is not the best thing for you. So again, talk to your doctor, your medical help, your team of professionals, your healthcare professionals. But I do enjoy it. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, it's, again, not fun because it doesn't feel fun to be hungry, but when you realize that you can overcome it, it just makes you mentally stronger as well. Like, I don't have to give in just because I'm supposed to societally eat every single meal or 6 times a day or whatever. There's a bunch of different styles of fasting. So like I mentioned, I typically do the 16-hour fast. So you can change the time each day too. So let's say I fast starting at 8 p.m. So then I don't eat for 16 hours the next day, right? So, or you could do like 6 p.m. What is that? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I eat at 10 a.m. the next morning. Or if I do 8 p.m., then I eat at 12 p.m. the next day. So you just add 16 hours from the last meal. Some people do fasting where they still allow themselves like caffeine. So they'll do like 0-calorie cold brew or tea or flavored water. So it makes the fast feel like it's not as difficult. Others fast fully from anything but water. Other people may fast just from solid food. Now that's not going to do necessarily the same effect as the autophagy, where your body is truly, like, the reason the autophagy apparently works better when there's no food in your stomach is like basically more resources you could think of are sent to doing other things versus also sending to digest food. So if there's no calories or energy to digest and disperse throughout your body can then send more energy and resources towards maintenance and fixing things that are broken down. It's like if you have a team of like 10 plumbers and you keep bringing in new stuff and you're like, hey, I need these pipes moved over here. They're not gonna necessarily have a chance to fix the things that already have all the parts, but are, needing attention because they keep dealing with the constant influx. But if no new stuff is coming in, then they can go fix all the leaky pipes everywhere else. I don't know if that analogy is actually 100% accurate, but it came to me just now and it kind of makes sense. So I'm just going to run with it. So yeah, that's a quick rundown on intermittent fasting. Again, we barely scratched the surface. I haven't really given any, in-depth scientific reasons other than autophagy, really. But like, definitely look into it. It is pretty fascinating. I read a book on it at one point. What was it called? Like the 8-Hour Diet, I think. I listen to podcasts occasionally on it and look up other research articles. So it is fascinating, and it may be something that can help you with your health, not just, again, from a weight loss perspective, but from just mental clarity. Like I mentioned in a previous video, fasting, like we are what we eat. It's not just fasting from food per se, but maybe you take that another step, like you fast from electronics or you fast from just social media for a little bit, because so many things can impact our health negatively when we let them control us versus us controlling them. Like having money isn't bad, but money having you is bad. You know what I mean? Like when you can't break the ability of money to like have a hold on your life. Or same with food. Eating food obviously isn't bad. Food doesn't eat you. That analogy doesn't work. But the words. Basically, having food isn't bad, but when food has you, like when it's captivating or holding you captive, where you don't want to eat 3 burgers and a milkshake, but you can't stop yourself and you go eat it anyway and then you feel bad afterwards, that's when food is starting to take over your life. Or when you shouldn't play Fortnite 5 hours in the evening or whatever. Nothing against Fortnite, but like any video game, you shouldn't you should be able to stop, is my point. Like when something is so addictive that you can't put it down when you know you need to or should, then maybe taking a fast from that. So, you know, we were talking about intermittent fasting of food, but again, it can apply to many areas of your life. That's all for today's video. Hope this helps. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys soon.